Hello from gardening at Douentza in Ireland. Now, some of you who've watched my channel for a while may realise that I love France. And in fact, I've made a couple of different videos about different French gardens. So today, here's a fun look at some of the elements that make up a French garden. First up, I noticed that a large number of French gardens happen to have a great big castle right slap bang in the middle of them. Now, I think the gardens very often are created to show off the castle and to kind of augment its beauty. An extremely important element of the French garden seems to be the vegetable section of it, or potager as it's called. Now, this harks back to medieval times when monks used to grow vegetables for consumption within monasteries. And most French gardens that I've visited have a section put aside to grow vegetables. Now, very often they're used almost as bedding because they look as good as they might taste. And very often the edge of the vegetable garden is skirted with espalier fruit trees. So these are fruit trees that are trained to be short and to be kind of linear in aspect and to produce a large number of fruit. Many French gardens are rooted in tradition. And one aspect you'll come across is reference to La Fontaine. Now, La Fontaine was a writer from the 1600s and he created the marvellous Aesop fables that still persist. We know them in English. Perhaps you know the story of the tortoise and the hare. It's a story with a moral where the boastful hare says he's definitely going to win the race, but the tortoise wins out in the end. And you know, these stories in English, we don't even know who created them, but La Fontaine is very much known and loved in France. And you'll see reference to his fables in many a garden. Now, I'm going to put up a couple of pictures here that show how certain French gardens have referenced these fables and the fun they've had with them. Topiary seems to be a very important element in French gardens as well. Now, how this topiary is actually used is down to the individualism of the particular gardener. In some places you find where they've gone for a more traditional approach, the low-cut box hedging is used to skirt perhaps the vegetable garden in a kind of parterre way. So you've got the hedging along the outside and the vegetables or bedding on the inside. But in other places where the gardener has a bit more imagination, you may have clipped fantastical animals out of the box hedging and really guaranteed to put a smile on your face. An element of French gardens that I absolutely love is the whimsy behind it all. So you're going to come across some really outlandish things when you walk around a French garden. And things we wouldn't think of doing in this part of the world. Funny heads, strange birds, things I can't even describe. But anyway, as usual, I'm going to put a few photographs here to show you exactly what I mean and give you a laugh as well. Thank you for watching my video on elements of French gardening that I found particularly interesting or particularly fun. And I hope by watching this video you might feel tempted to either visit some French gardens when you next go to France, or maybe even plan a trip to France to check out the most interesting ones yourself. Anyway, thanks very much for watching again, and please check back again for lots more garden tours and very interesting videos about plants. Bye now.